Hmm.
No.
What if it wasn't an exsanguination chamber and it was an exsemination chamber?
We
My-
went
my
live with
guess-
that non-joke, just so you know.
Oh, I was gonna say, was that whole thing live? Because
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm a tiny Ollie, and we're live. So you are punching to Ballista. You're punching to Pike in particular. Well, actually, you can punch to Ballista in particular, and because your ship is fast, it only takes you about a week to get there. It takes you 6 days to get there. Is there anything any of you would want to do while you're on the ship, such as have discussions or tinker or plan?
oh yeah, there was that one discussion. Yeah. So I don't think so. Just going first. Sorry. I don't think there's anything character-wise that I can work on other than gathering all the information based off of the shit we just talked about.
Yeah, get back in the office.
But I don't think there's anything I can do. It's like how I'm built. But that chat with the two of you, definitely.
Oh, we gotta have the chat, Dad. No, please.
No.
Let me tell you about the dicks and the dildos, son.
It's very
Small.
different chat in the future. Very different.
In life, you could be a dick or you could be a dildo.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. So, you want to have a discussion? Feel free to you know how it is when you're punching. The ship has a couple of things that need to be constantly done, especially because it's actually quite a large ship compared to most. But most of the time you're just sort of like spending time planning, making sure your gear is working, making sure the ship isn't falling apart, stuff like that.
Yeah, so I imagine this would be probably use a reasonable sized room, but make sure that obviously no one else is like going to walk in or anything. And then it would probably be Rain and Davis would meet up there, sort of like, and then call Prov over. Effectively, probably Davis would call Prov over.
Yeah.
Rain would ask him to do that. So Prov would effectively walk into Rain and Davis standing around waiting for him.
Which is ominous.
Yeah, it's a bit ominous. Hello, Prov.
Do you want to say anything immediately before his arrival, or
No,
'cause
not
we have an
really.
understanding.
We've already discussed what basically Rain just
Yeah,
wants.
exactly. You've already gone over that you want to do this.
Yeah, and Rain's just basically wants you there in case Prov like tries to attack her with an axe. He might.
There is a non-zero chance.
Exactly.
You think Davis is gonna stop him?
Well, no, but two against
Davis
one.
can shoot in melee.
Gone.
Two against one might give us half a chance.
So, Prov, you get the little like boop on your device where you're doing whatever you're doing, probably drinking coffee and eating noodles, and go to one of the side rooms where they are both waiting for you, awkwardly.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think it's awkward. I mean, we're sitting there.
It's awkward. I walk in, you're both like there, and he's like, okay.
Oh, did we get the banner, by the way, Arvine? The intervention banner? We didn't get one? All right. All right.
That would have worked better if you hadn't said Arvine.
It would have been better if I got the joke.
Wait, you're intervening me? What for? Being awesome? A rude dude?
Racism.
If my internet wasn't crashing right now, I'd say many things.
You'd
But,
sass me.
yeah, unfortunately,
All right, go
I had
ahead.
to choose my words.
You can walk in.
Yeah, so Prov walks in, and Rain is just sort of like, so, Prov, this bit out of blue, I guess, but where you talked a bit, I kind of figure you don't really believe people who can see the future, like psychics, exist, right?
Rain, no one who's sane believes in that crap.
Right, but I'm curious. If people like that did exist, what did you think of them?
Well, I don't really know, to be honest. I'm not sure I could believe.
Right. Well, I guess the easiest thing here is just to show you. And she just teleports like a significant distance, like as far as she can in the room. Just
Yeah, like across the room.
yeah.
Holy. Well, that ain't no seeing the future.
No, but it's the same sort of thing,
I'm sorry, but that is not the same sort of thing. You just... This has got to be some new technology, right?
Nope.
Sure. Yeah, all right. We're pulling a prank on the new Earther. I get it.
Do you want to die, or do you want to have a chance of... We all get skeletons. Keeping them in there now just means they're going to fall on someone later. I don't feel like getting buried in yours, and she's too nice a person to bury you in hers.
Yeah.
I got a whole lot more skeletons than you guys, I think.
Rain actually sort of like exactly what I just did, basically, sort of like almost disbelieving laugh. But it's just like, yeah, I guess in some way maybe, but I've been through a lot of shit. A lot of people would want to get their hands on me for what I can do. And I know other people like me that can do other things. Things like seeing the future. Things like moving stuff that we're without touching it. This is why I'm I guess I went about this a bit the wrong way. I wanted to show you this, Prav, so that you know who you're fighting alongside, so that you know what I might do in the middle of a fight, so that you don't get shocked by it if I do it. And because I figured you deserve that much trust for trusting us coming on this ship and getting involved with this mess.
More than that. Rain's showing you, so as I said, you don't get buried down by her shit. Obviously, it's important that you two trust each other. It's important that you two know each other's capabilities. But it's also important that you believe that things like this exist. Which leads us to another point.
Sabrina, this psychic that sees the future, she damn well exists. I knew her. Noah knew her. And she might not be the only one there. So we go in there. I'm going to be honest here. I might not be able to fight her if she fights us. I wouldn't obviously turn and attack you guys, no way. But if I don't think I could stand on the other side to her if it came to it. I don't know. I guess maybe if she clearly gone batshit crazy and evil, maybe I could do something then for her own good. But she's the Sabrina I remember. I don't think I'd be able to turn my gun on her. I'll be honest.
Prob looks at Davis and he's like, not sure it would be in our best interests to bring Rain to this battle if she's
Disagree with you entirely.
experiencing a conflict of interest.
A conflict of interest that can lead to us not killing somebody that is otherwise innocent and being used by Excalibur. She could be a guilty party, and if so, we deal with things as we need to. But in the meanwhile, she could be somebody who's being exploited by an evil organization.
She could even help out. I mean, she'll remember me. No way she won't. If she's been used, she might help us. I don't know. Difficult to say. I haven't seen her in years. But
Say she is guilty, that this is her own free will. What happens to it then if we're grappling and you will point the gun down at the two of us?
I don't
I
pull the trigger. Simple as that.
You don't pull the trigger.
I don't know if I could pull the trigger. I don't know if I could pull the trigger with her across a hallway when she won. Well, I could probably pull the trigger if she was pointing a damn gun at you. Maybe not for a killing shot, but I could probably shoot her in the leg or something. I don't know. I don't know. I ain't pointed a gun at a friend before, you know?
I would pull the trigger. Hands down, no question. Rain being there is imperative because Rain is our option to not pull the trigger. I want Rain there because I don't want to kill somebody who might be innocent or nothing is black and white. She might be shades of guilty without being truly guilty. Something forgivable, or at least a degree. We don't necessarily need to kill her if she's not truly guilty. But if she is, she'll die.
Sabrina took off with, well, we split up. She took off with the youngest of our group, most vulnerable. Girl who suffered a lot, even before we knew her, I think. Shy girl, young girl, didn't deserve anything that happened to her.
But she was young, so what's to say she's not indoctrinated to this way of thinking?
No. What I'm saying, Prof. If it's the Sabrina I know, and if Excalibur have hold of both of them, I bet Sabrina's still protecting her. We could save them both. I really don't think that she'd be the type to hurt anyone. Sabrina, maybe if she thought it was in her best interests. The younger one, doubt it.
Well, if this Sabrina really can see the future, if we get in there and all these Excalibur operatives are saying about how they knew we were coming, we know which side she was on. They can't force her to tell something she doesn't know, that they don't know about. She could continue feeding them stuff and ignore the fact that we're on our way. In fact, if her premonition's as good as you point out, then she knows you are coming. Whether or not Rain comes on the mission, she knows Rain's there. I'm not saying we don't take Rain, but I'm saying her choice is there.
Okay, you said many things. Each of them needs to be addressed. First of all, bringing Rain there would give her pause. Positive or negative, it would give her pause if she knew Rain was coming. It's not just an assassin coming to kill her. It's an old friend coming to see her. We don't know that she can see everybody's motives. We don't know if she can see everything that's going to transpire. You're making the assumption that she's omnipotent. She is omniscient even. She has the ability to understand everything before it happens. While she most certainly can, at least I believe, she can see events before they transpire, parts of them. I don't think that she can see truly every aspect of every detail, which is why I was discussing confusing the minds beforehand. It was,
I just
value to what I was saying.
Just my 2 credits. I mean, I have a bit of what she has. I see things in my dreams. What idea I got from the way Sabrina talked about it, she saw more, she saw it clearer. But it might be, but I didn't really push her for details. So she's got a better version of what I have. She might not be able to sort of go, oh yeah, 4 people, including Rain or whatever, are coming into the ship at whatever time. She might just get an idea that a group is going to attack with missiles sometime in the next couple of days, something like that. I don't know. I don't know how good her powers are exactly. I just know they're good, better than mine. And mine, while not hugely powerful, they can be pretty useful, at least to get an idea of what we might be dealing with.
It also doesn't as far as we understand, predict what the predictions might lead to. For instance, Rain once saw flesh melting off of her companions. We understood that to potentially be a reactor meltdown and the radiation poisoning afterwards. That was a correct reading of her prediction. We went to go handle the scenario and met those that were going to attempt to do it. That's how we lost Jason. And there was zero prediction of something like that. And while a reactor meltdown is certainly something significant, in the grand scheme of how it impacts Rain personally, the loss of Jason was far greater. You don't always see what you want to see. You don't always see what impacts you directly. You just see what you see. Even if you're more powerful, you just see what comes to you. That leads me to my final point. Let's say she did do this intentionally. Let's say this was 100% her decision. Let's say she's the one that found Excalibur and worked with him hand in hand, weaving and sewing together this band of criminals to make this happen. Then we have to ask ourselves, why? Why would a seer do this? Do they do it because they think that they're going to be more successful in their endeavors of gaining power and manipulation over the systems, the allied systems? Okay, bullet in her head. But what if she's using Excalibur as a sword to pierce through something else, something greater, something that only somebody of her power can see? Excalibur.
Lesser two evils. I could see Sabrina doing that. She was damn smart. Could worm her way into there, use it against something else that could be even worse.
It's a lot to take in. You thought all of this was a bunch of hoopla, and then you just saw somebody teleport across the room, the blink of an eye. It's a lot to take in. If you need a minute, a day, a couple.
Well, I'm not sure I will come to terms with your abilities quite that quickly, but I can say this. When we meet this, if we meet this Sabrina, I won't just kill her in cold blood, but if she threatens you or me, if she's a risk, then I will remove that risk.
Then we all have an understanding. We all agree to all of this.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. Difficult as it would be for me to point a gun at her, she does the same to us first. Old chips are down.
So, can you do that teleporting thing again?
I got a limit, but yeah, I can do it once more if you want to see it. Blink twice for room.
He walks through the area that she passed through, and he's like feeling, and he's like, and you swear this ain't tech.
This ain't tech. I don't want to, but I could I could get damn naked and do it, and it would still work.
He blushes. No, that's all right. I believe you, Rain.
You got.
I'll actually, when he says that, I'll actually unlock my data pad. Like that takes place. I unlock my data pad and pull up her medical file. Her personal information is hers, but a scan of her brain that had been done before, showing that there's literally no tech or anything inside there.
Yeah.
Not
And
like
that, to all intents and purposes, she's perfectly normal human as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How can a mind propel someone through space?
Damn if I know. Maybe Sabrina would have answers to that as well. She was the smart one. I was the one who followed.
I have a few vinyl records that might send your mind equally spinning. It's a wonder what humans can do. All right, unless there's any more pushback, I say we start pushing forward. And I stand up.
Oh, yeah, probably. I mean, you got any questions? Ask away. But, I should say, Anna also knows what I can do. Henrique and Miria, they're part of the military. not that I don't trust them. I just don't want this getting back to their boss, and who knows where it could go from there. So I'd like it if you keep it on the down low from them, please.
I will accentuate that by saying I do not trust them. But
Yeah, I won't say a word, but maybe you should consider where this power came from. If you were given this, it's for a reason. Maybe
Please
you should.
keep your religion to yourself.
Nah, don't worry, Dave. I get what he's saying. And Prav, I would if I knew where the hell I came from. What the scientists did to me, what they did to Sabrina, what they did to all of us, I don't remember shit from before I was. I don't even know how old I am. From before I was a teenager, don't remember anything. So I ain't got any clue where I came from.
When I saw that, when all this is done, and I've dealt with a couple of issues, he puts a hand on your shoulder. You should come see New Earth. There's a home for everyone there. New, old. I think even the old grump captain over there would enjoy it.
An invitation to a place that doesn't invite the one inviting me. Sounds wonderful. It doesn't welcome the one inviting me.
I'm not welcomed by your people, not mine.
Sounds nice, Prav. Maybe I'll at least come visit and see what I think.
Cool. And you go eat some noodles. Not very long, actually, after you have this discussion. He's very fast. He's like he's permanently always hungry.
It's that time spent on the streets, you know.
Yeah,
when you can eat, don't get noodles in the US.
Yeah.
I have to ask, because you guys have ramen in the UK, I imagine. Packet noodles that are dirt cheap, whatever. Yeah, okay. Do you break them up before you cook them, or do you leave them long strands?
Leave them long strands.
Yeah, long strands.
Okay, thank you for not being monstrous.
Who breaks them up?
Most of my family.
It's not porridge, dude. It's noodles.
I eat them with chopsticks. They're like, no, use a spoon. I'm like, okay.
I must admit, I can't use chopsticks.
What?
I haven't.
That's like the most mind-blowing revelation.
That's actually.
Oh my god!
Ian like speaks pretty much fluid Japanese and can read kanji, and he's like, yeah, I can't use chopsticks.
I will tell you why. It's because I'm dyspraxic. No motion.
Okay, fine. We'll let you have.
I have an excuse.
Oh, jeez. It's
Do
actually.
not provoke my weeb cards.
I have so many pairs of chopsticks because, like, if we ever eat anything with rice, or if I ever make a stir fry, or we order Chinese food, or we get anything with noodles, or even a lot of like other foods that my wife finds annoying that I do, I eat it with chopsticks, like so consistently. She's like, "What the fuck's the matter with you?" I'm like, "This is my only weeb trait. Let me have it. I even have lightsaber chopsticks. Okay, leave me alone."
You have lightsaber. That's pretty cool.
Purple for Mace Windu.
Are they both purple?
Yeah.
Why not like?
See, I was imagining one red, one green.
One
They-
red,
they-
one green. Oh.
They came
Well,
in
that's because
sets.
they're complementary colors.
Yeah.
But also purple because
Yeah,
You could have purple and yellow and be one of them. I was getting bad of going to like a Star Wars lore hole.
Yes, Lord.
Wrong
love to lure you into the
sci-fi.
hole.
Wrong sci-fi. And not very long after that, you sort of leave and have that conversation. Henrique actually sort of. It's one of those that probably Rain notices that Henrique is clearly looking for Davis, and then he was like, "Oh, he's over there," and he'll be like, "Just come look at this," and
Just
go
punch him, Davis. Just punch
to
him.
the living area where those guys are eating noodles, like all over, and to the TV where he'll swipe something onto the monitor. And while you're punching, it's quite hard to get you can't connect to the internet signals required to get information, but Henrique is a information specialist as one of his main duties, and he's been doing a bunch of research, not necessarily at your request, but related to things. And it looks like he's got a news type beam from Novus that is literally a news broadcast on like their main news network for like Planet Novus about how the president is going to Ballista to meet with the Prime Minister of Pike to discuss independence. Rip. And there's even like the footage is of like the space equivalent of like Air Force One, like punching, into space.
How quickly can you make a well enough encrypted file that will not be tracked back to us?
That's not that hard. Why?
I think it's time we threaten the president's life.
That's a line for the end of an episode, Scott. Not the bit.
And now to a break.
Yeah, exactly. That's a fucking. Anyway, he's surprised, but starts tapping away. Actually, goes into the bridge and goes onto his like proper console to start like working on encryption.
I'll actually go find Prob after that. I imagine like a wait of several
there.
minutes or whatever to like allow him to have time to process or whatever. When I find him, I don't know, probably doing nothing because he's a useless character.
He just ate as much as possible and is now feeling fat.
He's in like the little utility room watching his clothes in the tumble dryer.
He's got a thing
with
about
a mug
clothes.
of coffee.
Yeah. He's being the utility. So I go over and I'm like, Prof.
Yeah.
I got me a bit of an idea. There's a recent news report that says that the president of Novus will be making a trip to Ballista for peace talks.
Oh shit, that's not good.
We need to either dissuade their attempt or increase their security so they're a bit more prepared in case something goes awry. I think the best way to do that is to send a threat to them.
I'm not sure I like where this is going.
Well, we need the threat to sound absolutely bananas, but we can't have it sound like it comes from a pike.
Have you considered having it come from a carp? That's a different sort of river fish on New Earth, because pike also... Never mind.
Look at that. Nuanced details like that would make you sound like a legitimate terrorist from New Earth.
I'm not sure I want to get my planet glassed.
You think that because of one encrypted message, they're going to wipe out a populace or even do anything more than put a stronger police force down there? Make it sound like you're from New Earth, but you're not from there. Not there now. Do whatever you have to do. We can't have the eyes on Pike because that would complicate things. And we can't have the president vulnerable.
I mean, that's a very difficult line to walk here. I've got to get them to take me seriously, but also get them to not take me too seriously.
Well, here's the fun part about the task I'm giving you. No checks or balances. What you write is what gets sent. If I see it, I'm going to want to correct too many details, and it's going to ruin the heart of what it is. This is all you.
Shit. I'll have a think. See what I can come up with.
Welcome to being in the inner circle. Walk out.
You hear like a loud sip of coffee and then like a cuss as you're walking around the corner.
Fuck.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, it's just a singular one as well. It's like, oh.
Has more weight, you know. All right. How are you going to go about this, bro? No, I love that you did that. That's hilarious. It's just, you know, a little thing. It's more like, Prov, how are you going to go about that? I mean, I know the more or less.
All right. That's a thing.
Are you gonna sit in front of a little video recorder and?
Hell no, am I sending this with video?
Voice
Jeez.
only.
Voice only.
I don't know. Like again, my character won't say anything, so I'm just gonna say like out of
Prov
chat.
is a messed up looking dude.
Out of game chat. Who are you gonna take seriously for a threat? A text message, an email.
I think the
a
idea
voicemail?
is an
Or
audio
you
message.
put your
He's
face
saying.
there.
Yeah.
But when you send your face, you put a stamp of fucking approval on it.
Yeah, I put a stamp of approval, also known as an arrest warrant, over the entire galaxy.
I mean, you can make some slight alterations using video editing software.
Can he?
It's the future.
Yeah. Can he?
No, Henrique or something like that can.
Will
And
Prov
then-
be?
Henrik
asked?
is a dick.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be good either. It has to be enough that you have plausible deniability.
Just pixelate your face.
Yeah, just fuzz my face.
Either way, they probably have voice recognition software that's going to pick you out of a crowd anyways.
Yeah, that's why I have to modulate my voice as well.
Yeah, the other thing, but the other thing is that Prov surely isn't like on any of the
Nope.
wide records or anything.
Space sensors.
Yeah, effectively.
I'm fairly sure he doesn't
Why
even
do
have like any form of
Why
idea
do
or
we
anything.
call it a
They would have a
space
hard
sensor?
time finding him. That's why I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it is. It's just if what you're basically suggesting is you're like, I'm gonna do it and then send Henrique off to fluff it a bit, then that's fine.
They would just like hold up my picture to a couple yearbooks, find my name, Google it, find recent transactions. There I am. They would literally know who I was in a matter of 15 minutes, like, and my exact coordinates. You know. But you, however, you're expendable.
You're just a
what?
rat.
What? What? What?
All right, I think Neil is planning.
Cool.
Something else?
Then,
Any of you lads want to do?
I got nothing. So unless we can totally like while he's handling that, we can head to the what information do we find from searching through Twitter feeds and Facebook, because you know those aren't toxic.
You have to give me an administer check for that. I will give you a +2 because I assume Rain is helping and Henrique was helping before he was on this job.
Is there any chance that there is some sort of bot we could download?
This would
that-
be essentially you using bots as
okay.
well. You
That's-
are. It's like one of those things where that's kind of all included. You know,
That's very fair. And this is administer with plus what?
2.
And can I use intelligence?
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Oh, that's my daughter always sings this song, and I don't know where it's from. I don't know what it means. She goes, "It's happened." Yeah. That's all she says over and over again. I don't know why.
That's how I sing songs. I sing the same bit over and 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 over until
But with
people
kids, you
get.
just accept the fact that like her favorite phrase nowadays is "poopy nuts," and like we've had conversations with her. You can't say that in public, but like she just goes "poopy nuts," and we're like, we have no idea how those words came together, but it's hilarious. We've like, don't say that in public, but none of us have ever said "poopy nuts."
She's learning.
We don't even say nuts other than like,
You know
do
what they
want
say?
poopy nuts?
Monkey see, monkey say.
I say poopy all the time. I have a song called Uncle Poopy that I made up about my brother Eric. Like,
It's true. I've heard it.
yeah, I'll sing it for you right now.
No! I don't want to get copyright ID'd to you. All right. So you actually do. You basically spend several days during this travel, and it doesn't matter whether you finish doing it now or later. Going through. Basically, you take like a cache of social media before you left. Going through it all, focusing on the Pike side of things, and particularly Ballista, but Pike in general. And there's actually a company that is known for its sort of shady dealings and things. Not known for shady dealings. When you're going through all its information with its social media and public records and things, not many companies do business publicly on Halberd. So that alone is like a big red flag because that's the pirate planet you went to.
Yeah.
And it is a cold planet enough that, you know, if they're building supplies there, then if they're building habs there or in the asteroids around it, it's clear, you know, a level above just building nothing. And this is literally a company called Jace Constructing that does habitats, prefab habitats and things, and then more special jobs. And the dude in charge, who is a second generation Jace, is definitely publicly on the side of Excalibur. You like literally find like one of his alt accounts like commenting on like YouTube videos of like Excalibur attacks, and like, you know, when Excalibur sent like that message to the station you're on, it was on all the government's like on the internet discussions about that. He was like on an alt account, but like yeah, they're really showing Novus what like clearly fits the bill of the people you're looking for. Now you need to actually get to Pike to be able to like look into it more, because you don't have an internet connection right now.
That's fine.
But
we have a proper drive, so we can get there pretty quick. I'm sorry, when you were giving that little expose right there, you got me thinking like it's literally the name of the company, the Jace Construction or whatever, but like they have prefab hab as like trademark. It's like they own, right? It's like, and I imagine the real word is prefabricated habitats, but they trademarked prefab habs.
Prefab habs. Yeah, I mean that's a business that a lot of companies are in, but for sure, I like that a lot.
Yeah, this just tickled me.
Yeah, it's cute. It's, you know, it's neat.
It's like when you go to Uno's Spinoculi, and it has like the little trademark. But go ahead. Don't worry, it doesn't matter.
But basically, you have a fish to reel in when you get to Pike.
Yep,
which is relevant because you're going to an ocean planet.
Let's go. What was the timeline of President of Novus coming?
You don't really know.
Okay.
That could be again when you don't have internet connection.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. But
he just managed to get a tight beam of like the news and things.
But the news more or less was saying there are plans like that.
But he has gone. He has left, but you don't know if he's going to have a drive comparable to yours. But honestly, you imagine it's very likely. So, based on just your logic and knowledge, if he had a drive comparable to yours, he's going to arrive like a day, maybe two after you.
Well, we're much closer than he is, right? Because we're in...
that doesn't matter. But what does matter is that you left 2 days before him.
Okay.
Where you actually are in real space doesn't really matter.
That's right. I remember that now. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Once you teleport, it doesn't matter where you started or where you end. It's the fact that you teleported. Yep, yeah. I gotcha.
So you have some time. And you don't know much of details, but that'll be when you get there. Prov, are you going to be ready to do this before we drop out a punch?
Yeah, I guess.
Cool.
I really feel like there's something that we're missing on the ship, because I know he's finishing up Arvine. Like, is there something that we should be like thinking about doing, or like we talked about his character, we talked about yours, we got all the expose about your backstory. I feel like we're missing something that we were supposed to get done pertaining to your character.
To my character?
Yeah. If there was something that, like, with the whole Sabrina bit, was there any way that that's right. There was a conversation I wanted to have with you about the other girl. So I suppose while we're doing the punch, just buy Neil a couple minutes to finish up. I'm actually going to say to you,
I'm done.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
I don't mind. No, you go first.
Okay. Sure.
So you're not done.
But
showing off my big dick alpha energy.
So pull you aside for a quick convo. Like, Rain, I had a few questions for you. Do you mind sharing a coffee?
Yeah, by all means.
Because it's our friends do, Neil.
Wow.
So we'll go and like I'll actually have already prepared coffee and have it sitting inside like the situation room.
Would you like a coffee? Yeah, here's the coffee.
It's not awkward.
It's in character.
Yep.
I just hate it.
So you come in, your coffee's waiting for you. You probably think that's nice. And
the boss treats me well.
Yeah, that's the. God damn it.
Rain, you and I we discussed recently about your past, and you gave a lot of information to me, and for many reasons, I genuinely appreciate that. And I know it's not easy for you to talk to. And I know there's a lot of difficult things that are going to be happening in the near future, and potentially somebody that you hold, or at least held dear to you's life on the line. So, I want you to understand that I know the gravity of what this is for you, and I respect the position that you find yourself in. So I hope you have my trust in how I'm going to move forward with this.
Yeah, boss, you got my trust. I mean, you've done well by me so far. Least I can do is trust you back.
Thank you. Speaking of trust, though, there was Sabrina and the young one that she was inseparable from.
Sunbeam.
The two of them are very likely together, as you said, because they were more or less inseparable. They were the closest ties to each other. But there was another that you were closer with as well. Please remind me your name.
Orange. He was a boy. Bit younger, bit older than me. Sorry.
Yeah, I probably would have said his name. Honestly, I probably remember his name too in character. Out of character, I forgot because I didn't write it down.
But it is a building moment to
I mean,
ask
the other
these
thing is that
questions.
Ray only really mentioned him in passing. She literally mentioned a sentence to do with him, I think. So it's.
I literally heard his name twice ever. Yep.
Yeah.
Because the second time I said it, I was like, it is Orange. So I say Orange, and you were much closer.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you could say that. It was more the way we split up. It was more because it was easier that way. Because Sunbeam was so fragile. Best for her to go with the clever, the one who could do things the best. Me and Orange, we were sort of in the middle. We could look after ourselves, but we weren't amazing. But we also weren't like frail and weak. So, I mean, plus someone who can move things with their minds and someone who can blink away from danger, pretty difficult to get a hold of us in comparison.
So, when it comes to getting a hold of you, when you left, you got free. I know those first few days, hours, whatever time span it was, are a bit fuzzy for you. But what happened to Orange? How long did the two of you stick together?
Well, I said we went to Little Turin, and that's where we split up from Sabrina and Sunbeam, yeah? Me and Orange headed to Novus. Started with we did a lot of jobs there. We stuck together for maybe 6 months on Novus, maybe a year. Can't really remember. It's all a bit of a blur. I mean, it was all it took for us to survive, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, probably no more than a year, and then we split up. I can't remember where he said he was going, honestly. He might not even have told me. It might have been better. Yeah, I think he might have. Now that I think about it, I think he said better not to tell each other, so that if one of us got caught, the other would be okay.
I understand that. That's a brilliant tactic, especially for young ones like you were, but you were experienced for your youth. You know or knew Orange very well. And as much as we like to lie to ourselves and say otherwise, as we mature, as we age, we generally don't change very much from what we were when we were younger. Many parts of us hold true.
Yeah, that's fair.
Would you say that you know Orange well enough that you could put together a profile?
It'd be bare bones. I mean, I don't know anything about his background or anything, obviously. I could tell you what he was like, sort of what he looked like, his...
More than just looks.
His
likes, his dislikes, his drives.
Yeah, I could do that pretty well. He was, I mean, give you a bit of basic stuff. He was...
My apologies. This isn't something that you need to go into with me. Not that I don't care to hear. You're always welcome. My door is open. You're always welcome to come and speak to me. I actually think for building the profile, you're better off speaking to Anna. Because if he went to Novus, the likelihood somebody who has the ability to move things with their mind as opposed to predict the future, it's very likely that he wasn't hanging around the stock, playing with stocks, but possibly in the more underbellied areas. She's Pike, not Novus, I know. But she might be able to help you put together a more comprehensive profile that we can use to send out feelers. If this is an old friend of yours, he might be interested in the reunion.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if we're pretty much on a pretty tight schedule, aren't we, with the president going to Ballista? I don't know if anything could get done in time unless he happened to be in the area. But
You put together the profile with Anna. We send the message to a few people that we think can work with it, and then we wait for them to ping us back. We're not going to sit around and wait for that message to arrive, but we might be pleasantly surprised when we need it most.
Yeah, I guess it couldn't hurt to try at least. Yeah, maybe even a small name drop in any message we send out. Maybe he'll take an interest in it.
Even the name Orange, it's the likelihood that he kept that name. But if you were to hear it or see it come by him in some way, catch his attention.
Yeah, you got a pint. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I'll talk to Anna about it.
Okay. I have one more question, and then both of us are very busy. We need to get back to work. Orange, was he a ginger?
Nah. He liked the color. He just I honestly, I mean, I told you that my name comes from that odd memory. He said it was a memory. He never told me what the memory was, but he had a couple little. Again, not quite as bad as me. Couldn't remember as much as Sabrina, but a little bit more than me. And it was something from his past. It wasn't like a sad memory. He would smile when he mentioned it, but that's why I know he had black hair, not ginger at all. Must be a bit of one of those strange. Must be one of those nicknames that never makes sense, you know? The thing when you're almost nicknamed like the opposite of what it is.
I unfortunately know exactly what you're referring to from boot camp.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Guess you do it in the army a lot.
Well, we're not so low IQ as the army, but we do have that spread across the entire military. Thank you. And I leave the room. I imagine Anna will forward me the profile, and I'll glance it over, but I'm not too concerned about it.
It's just so
you might even not even do it during this travel. It might just be a
but
further
if
thing.
when you get it, it's basically like he was the he was of the group. He was very good at playing the fool to keep our spirits up. That sort of character. He was quite a rambunctious and lively character in contrast to the other three of us.
That's what we need right now.
Yeah.
All right, Neil. I'm afraid of what you're about to say.
It's nothing too bad.
Okay.
It's just short, threatening. No, it's not. It's just a rushed piece of crap, all right.
The rushed craps, they're the ones that hurt.
Mr. President, I represent a group of like-minded individuals who cannot tolerate the rape that Novus is visiting upon the pure world of New Earth. Our Mother Earth demands retribution for your defilement. However, in her merciful wisdom, she requires the blood of only one lamb to purify Novus for its sins. This blood will come from your president, Madhav Malik. The waters of corrupted Ballista will taste your lifeblood soon. Globe.
I get it. And it's one of those things where you sort of do that. He edits the video so it's sort of like pixelated and glitchy, even though it's totally wouldn't be because this is just going to be sent via encryption. And you literally sit there in the bridge and you see the little, like, do, and it gets sent. And then Henrique sort of, like, pats you on the back and's like, congratulations, you're now a terrorist.
Don't worry, he already was. So, it's okay.
And with that, we're going to take a wicked fast break.
Well, how was it then, Captain?
It's okay.
He doesn't get to see it, otherwise he would edit it.
It was okay.
He'll get to see it on Space YouTube later.
That's all I get. Okay.
That's all you deserve, bitch.